Hey everyone, welcome to Step Into Yourself Tarot. My name is Savannah. Today I'm just going to do an open read and see whatever messages Spirit has for you. I'm going to start off with some charms and then we'll get into oracles and the tarot as Spirit leads me. I hope you are doing well. All right, Spirit, let's get charms for collective. Charms for collective. Charms can resonate with the reading in some way or connect with the reading in some way or just resonate with you for whatever reason that may be. Let's see, charms for collective. Charms for collective. Okay. Alrighty, so let me get the letters out here first. We have I, U, L, C, U. We have K, B, Z. Looks like that's all the letters. So I'll say those again. I, U, L, C, U, K, B, and Z. We have the Eiffel Tower, which is romanticism or a sign of romance. We have the Santa Claus in reverse, so lack of generosity. We have, or potentially a lack of gratitude, right? Or giving. We have the fairy. I'm actually seeing the judgment in the tarot on this card, almost like an angel. So perhaps a decision or a call to some sort of awakening within you. We have the butterfly of transformation. Yeah, that goes along with like that awakening energy. We have the teapot. And actually, when I saw it, I thought of like genie in a bottle. So maybe wishes, your wishes can be granted. We have the pink and white dress in reverse. So feminine energy in the reverse. We have the small feather. So going with the flow, we have the skull. Oh, that's interesting. And I just put a skull on my table. The skull, the skeleton. Skeletons in the closet, perhaps. We have the word love with the heart cut out, and that is in reverse. Okay, so possibly heartbreak or loss of love, loss of that generous energy, a loss of that feminine energy. We have the star, which is our deepest desire and hope for the future. We have the word scarlet. I'm feeling like that beckoning. Also could be someone's name. I'm also being drawn to the word scar. Yeah, possibly some wounding in the heart space. And we have the blue medallion, so color blue. Also, like emotions. We have the dragonfly, so make sure that we're listening to our intuition. We have the anchor. The anchor, what are you anchoring yourself to? We have the mask in reverse. We have the cat. So once again, intuition. And then we have the jingle bell. Almost like a call to action, which could be that judgment energy that I was picking up. It's a call to action. It's a judgment call, right? Okay. Let me I'm going to pull from oracles first. Let me see here. All right, Spirit, thank you for those charm messages. Can I see any other messages that you have for collective for this reading? Overarching theme for this reading. What do you want collective to know at this time? Overarching theme for this reading. What do you want collective to know? Overarching theme for collective. What do you want collective to know at the present time? I'm seeing my reflection off of this pumpkin here. Maybe there's a need for reflection, but then I feel like an energy of kind of like looking back at yourself. What do you want collective to be thinking about, be reflecting on? Messages for the highest good of collective. Let's do one more for overarching theme for collective. That one's wanting to show itself. Mirrored souls. There's that reflective energy. Mirrored souls. Hope. Celestial teacher. Mirrored souls reflecting. So when we mirror someone, we mirror sometimes the worst parts of ourselves, right? We typically connect with those that carry similar woundings. But there's such a connection here, right? If you look at this image, there's a connecting point between the two souls right in the heart space, right in that heart chakra. Mirrored souls, number 21. So perhaps you may be in a state of mirroring right now with another. Let's do one more, Spirit. One more. I'm going to shake them out. Awaken. What did I tell you? That judgment energy. Awakening to, I feel like the synergy, but then also understanding how we mirror one another. Mirrored souls and awaken, number 21 and number 1. The bottom of the deck, shine. There's that peacock energy. Okay, mirrored souls and awaken. Yeah, I feel like, in your charms, there was like the romanticism, but then there was the feminine dress, in the reverse. There was love in the reverse with a hollow heart. The heart was cut out. There was the mask. There was the scar. Perhaps, you're mirroring with another individual and kind of joining each other in this space of wounding rather than the space of integration and alignment. And we saw that hope card, hope. And there's a call for us to awaken, right? To see with our third eye. Okay. All right. Thank you for those messages, Spirit. Where am I going next? Let me see what the challenge is. If I can find my challenge deck. I moved around all my decks so I could make room. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Okay, can I see the challenge for collective at the present time? This can be any type of connection, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Anyone that you are connected to. That mirroring energy is super common. But are we going to see it for what it is? Can I see the challenge? My nose is itching. Can I see the challenge for collective? The challenge for collective? Autumn. So it's happening now. Fall. The barren tree and remembrance. There's that wounding. Autumn and remembrance. This is the challenge. It's interesting because on the remembrance card, the tree is so small and it's barren, right? It's so small. But in the autumn, it's much more, it's larger in size. It's got more branches. It's got more connecting points. And I think this may be speaking to this connection. Like what you potentially are remembering is so small and barren, but it's actually quite robust now. It's still without leaves, however, right? Which makes sense. Like, remember, or in the autumn, right? The trees fall off the branches, and it just is a new season. It's a new cycle, and perhaps there's a call to what's challenging you is almost to remember that things come in seasons, and I feel like situations may occur, but that doesn't mean that you're going back to this small little tree. You still have this, right? But this is challenging you. Remembrance in autumn. Perhaps you are remembering your own wounding, looking at it in a particular way. And we do that, right? We lick our wounds. But there's a call to awaken and have new perspective, awakened perspective. And then we have otherworldly at the bottom of the deck. Otherworldly. This is like the divine knowledge. This is the divine understanding. So perhaps we're leaning too much into remembrance and past experiences and almost thinking the worst or living in the worst rather than having that divine understanding, listening, and looking at things through our third eye, and then the magician, using all the tools in your tool belt, right? The magician can make anything happen. It's a manifestation card. So it's almost like, what would you like, right? There is the opportunity for divergence here. Yeah. Diverting from the mischief. Yeah, but it requires the patience. It requires vigilance. And it requires us to dig into that moon, the moon space. So in the moon space, which is interesting, we just had a full moon in Aries, which is an opportunity to release. So release like these inner woundings or things that are keeping you, it's almost like trapped in memories of the past or experiences of the past. and not recognizing what is potentially this synergy, right? The synergy. Very interesting. And on that awaken card, we had a number 1, which is the Magician in the tarot. Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Spirit. Anything else about the challenge? Is there anything else about the challenge? Let me pull from Queen of the Moon. Since we did have that full moon. All right. Anything? Oh, wait. Why did I just... It's 2 separate decks. Okay. Well, maybe I'm supposed to use both. So we'll get from Queen of the Moon first and then pull from the other one. Anything else about the challenge? Autumn and Remembrance. Anything else about the challenge for collective? Autumn and Remembrance. Anything else about the challenge? Beginnings. Yeah. Having beginnings. Number 2. Seeing, I'm really seeing, so we can see the path forward as bright and lush, right? It's the center of like this archway to walk through. There's lush grass, that it's bright blue skies, or we can see beginnings in like these grays and much more melancholy. And I feel like here Spirit's showing like what's unknown to you is that by stepping into a new beginning, or like through this archway, it's actually very like lush and luxurious. It's fruitful. Fruition at the bottom of the deck. It's fruitful. And the thing is like when we think about mirrored souls or mirrored connections, we want to make sure that they have the ability to step through just like you do, right? Like, have they done the work? Have they processed their memories, their previous experiences, like the Temperance and the Tarot? That is not an easy process. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes compassion. It takes self-love, to be able to process and what do I gain from these experiences? So when we're mirroring another soul, are they too set on the lushness of what is in front of them, or on like I don't want to say a negative mindset, but a mindset or perspective of glass half empty rather than half full, right? Okay. Anything else about the challenge from Queen of the Moon? Let me go through one more time. Will. Yeah. Do they have the will? Do you have the will? Do you have the desire? Right? Do you have the desire? Or are you going to wear the mask? Like in this card, the individual has the mask on. Number 2 and number 13. So I have 21, 1, 2, and 13. And you showed me the Magician card, so that means you have the will. But having the will isn't enough, right? We can manifest all day long. But if we're not aligning ourselves with that manifestation or taking action towards it, it's not just going to happen, right? It requires our will and our steps. So do you have the will? Let me pull from this one since I pulled it out. Okay. Any other messages regarding the challenge? Whoop. Repression and you. Yeah, repressing the self, repressing the deepest parts of the self. That's that moon energy again. Like I said, we put things underneath our moon, and because we don't want to take a look at them, or it's too difficult, or sometimes the moon is just unknown, right? But there's a repression of the third eye, which is that call to awaken, that call to judgment. And then you, I feel like Spirit saying, like, we're often our own worst enemy, right? So it's like, are you going to step into your power? Are you going to step into yourself? And see with that divine knowledge, that higher self knowledge, number 32 and number 22. Calm at the bottom of the deck. Oh, help and then reproach. That's interesting. I don't know why I'm getting this off of this, because remember, this is the challenge. Help and reproach. And if you see on the reproach card, there's 2 snakes that are tangled up. I'm feeling like entanglement here. I also am feeling like perhaps just be mindful of the help or maybe the advice or the guidance that you are receiving. Because if you see, these snakes are headed in different directions. One's headed this way, one's headed that way. There's not that synergy like in the Mirrored Souls. So I think be mindful. Spirit is saying this is a challenge. So be mindful of who you are seeking help from. And if you see on the help card, it's 2 symmetrical hands. There's that synergy again. So make sure that who you're receiving support from, who you're receiving guidance from, that there's that synergy, that there's that the symmetry, that it's in alignment with you, and not opposite, right? I don't know why I'm feeling that, but that's what I'm seeing. Can I get more on this reproach card? Excuse me. Can I get more on this reproach card? Actually, okay, let me see. Let me see more on this reproach card. What messages do you have for collective in regards to reproach and help? I'm not liking the energy off of it. Reproach and help. One more. Reproach and help. Reproach and help. Girl with a snake, I'm telling you. Being charmed or used. Empath and narcissist. Paradigm. Enable. Boundaries. Yeah, be careful of who you're receiving guidance from. Girl with the snake. And then literally the Grim Reaper underneath it. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. And then the Phoenix energy right behind it, which is rising from the ashes, right? For the new beginnings. For renewal, for transformation. The Grim Reaper and Girl with the Snake. Reproach. Yeah, I don't like that energy at all. So be mindful. And then literally talking. Yeah, I feel like somebody might be talking in your ear. Just be mindful, okay? Return to sender. Return to sender. Awaken. Use your third eye. Tap into your intuition. We saw that in your charms. Anything else on this reproach? Anything else on this reproach that collective needs to know? Coffin, I'm telling you. New beginnings, liberation, reborn, and transition, and tragic endings. So with every close to a cycle, we have the opportunity. Obviously, a new cycle begins. This reproach, the message is clear, like, be mindful, be aware, enable your boundaries, and grow and transform your life. And then we have wedding rings and date at the bottom of the deck. And then snake in reverse. I'm telling you. Competition and enemy. The other woman, look over your shoulder. Yeah, just be aware. You may feel like somebody is offering help or support, but be mindful of intentions, I think. I think that's what this is about. Okay, let me see the energy supporting you. Can I see energy supporting collective at the present time? Energy supporting collective at the present time. Energy supporting collective. Energy supporting collective. Energy supporting collective. Let's do one more. Energy supporting collective. Sorry, I don't like this energy. I don't like the way that it feels. Lust and the devil. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. And then each of us is born, and lust was in reverse, by the way. Each of us is born with a box of matches inside us, but we can't strike them all by ourselves. I feel like there's such a distinction here between positive energy over here, where there's alignment and kindness and awakening and judgment and highest self and intuition and divine will and manifestation, where there's lush grass and a new beginning. And then there's this other energy that is devilish. And this could be an aspect of yourself, where it's devilish, it's patternized, it's based in lust, it's based in power, deception, possibly codependency, negativity, unhealthy. I'm literally getting like a pain in my right here on the side of my head. I think Spirit is drawing a distinction. What is for your highest good versus what is not. Anything else on this? And I think understanding this is what supports you. Truth. This is the supportive energy, truth. And then possibility right behind it. But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. Yeah, the supportive energy is to see the truth. It's better to be hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. Yeah, and then possibility behind that. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Okay, thank you for that, Spirit. Can you tell me what collective should do at the present? What should collective do or be thinking about or mindful of? That's too many, Spirit. What should collective do? And I don't know what these two energies are for you. Could be friendships, could be family, it could be relationships. Let your light shine, remembrance, and light beings. Remembrance. It's interesting that remembrance is what came out in the upright, and the other two came out in the reverse. So letting your light shine, so that could be like in its shadow element, ego, light beings. I feel that's just like can be like a stagnant energy. But Spirit says, and remember up here, the challenge was remembrance. Spirit's drawing it back to that. This is what you can do. Remember. What do they need to remember? Soul mating, soul writing, alignment with your soul and your heart, soul journey. You need to remember your soul journey. It's interesting, I say soul journey, but I'm seeing it as SOLE, your soul journey, like your one and only journey on this timeline. You need to remember that this is your one and only journey. Vesica Pisces, yeah. And you want it to be aligned. You want the alignment. There's two energies on here, and there's the alignment, just like the mirrored souls have the alignment right in the center. You want that alignment, and then let go. Learn the truth and let go. There's the truth and the sword energy. I see that connected over here. Okay. I'm like hot in your reading. That really threw me. It really threw me. Can you tell me more about this soul journey for collective? Can you tell me more about the soul journey for collective? Soul journey for collective. One more. Soul journey for collective. Soul journey for collective. Spacious mind and soul. And then slow down. What's interesting in this is there's, I forget what they call them, like a timer. And this says slow down, but there's a timer. I feel like that speaks to that soul journey, SOLE. Like this is the one, this is your time on this journey. How are you going to spend it, right? And then spacious mind and soul. Your soul is vast. There's a lot that's available to you. Anything else? Number 21, which mirrored souls, 2121. That may be an angel number for you. Mirrored souls and spacious mind and soul. There's a lot of space to grow, to expand. The magic of nothingness. Yeah, there's so much, like it's like a blank canvas. It's a blank canvas. And this is the remembering, like the soul journey. I asked, what do you need to know about the soul journey? It's expansive. It's a blank canvas. You have this journey, this one soul journey on this timeline, right? How are you going to spend that time? Feel into emotions, the precious present moment. That reminds me of the beginnings card where we have the lushness here and the lushness here. What are you going to step into? Very interesting. Okay, let me pull from, actually, no, I am going to use these. Let me pull from the tarot. Oh, wait, these weren't the ones. No. It's these ones I want. Okay. Not sure what this is for you. Like I said, it can be aspects of the self, like the shadow aspect versus the light aspect. It can also be two different energies. So just be mindful, be aware, see with your third eye. I can definitely see this as an aspect of yourself only because we had that challenge of remembrance and a lot of that moon energy. But I don't know, this energy feels so outside of you, collective. Like I could feel it immediately. But take it as it resonates for you. All right, can you tell me more about what this is for collective? Let's do 5 cards, Spirit. 5 cards for collective. what this is for collective. 5 cards. Let's do one more. 5 cards for collective. All right. 5 cards for collective. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles. Wow. Knight of Cups. The Lovers. That's beautiful energy. Absolutely beautiful energy. The Lovers. That's this energy. Alignment. Spiritually aligned, emotionally aligned. It exists on a whole other plane. It also represents a major decision. The Lovers challenges us. They grow us. The Lovers connection is meant to challenge us because it's meant to grow us into the highest version of ourselves, right? And you have to choose the Lovers connection. And a lot of people don't because it's too difficult. When we hold up a mirror to one another, most of us want to run, project, defend. We don't want to take a look at ourselves, right? But the Lovers connection forces you to do that. Knight of Cups, vulnerability, the deliverance of one's heart. 6 of Pentacles, to balance. This is equal giving and taking. It's reciprocity. Queen of Pentacles, it's nurturing of the self and also a nurturing energy of the world that we create. And then Knight of Pentacles, it's a pathway that can be built into. It's a blueprint for the path. So beautiful energy. I see balance. I see vulnerability. I see nurture. I see love. I see reciprocity, equal give and take, the deliverance of one's heart, emotional vulnerability, stability, and the Knight of Pentacles, a pathway that leads to something, right? But I will say the Knight of Pentacles it's the blueprint. It's very slow moving. If it's begun at all, right? It can just be a still energy, but formulating the plan. So we will clarify. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles, investment, hard work, dedication, effort. Wow. You've been waiting a long time, it seems. To kind of let go of the sadness and the feeling of dissatisfaction in your heart. Wanting to emotionally connect with others. Harmony. Okay. Let me see here. Let's get some clarifiers on these. What tarot am I using? What tarot am I going to use? Okay. Let's use the Muse Tarot. All right, I'm going to start off with that Lovers card. Show me the Lovers for collective. 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 Show me the Lovers Show me the Lovers for collective. Let's do one more. The Lovers. The Lovers for collective. Knight of Wands. 5 of Wands. And 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, you've had internal conflict in regards to balancing in terms of like moving in that direction, right? The Knight of Wands is a very passionate, like very fast moving knight. They know what they want and they go after it. And here you're showing there's some internal conflict about 6 of Pentacles. It's almost like giving to this equally. Internal conflict. I'm not sure why, other than this energy here, which may be the shadow part of yourself and like being stuck in the wounding. Can I see why this 5 of Wands is here for collective? Remember, Spirit said, learn the truth and let go. Let go. It's like let go of those woundings. Let me see. Can I see why the 5 of Wands is here? One more. 5 of Wands. Five of Wands for collective. 8 of Wands, communication. Ace of Wands. The Lovers. Because you received communication. Of a passionate new beginning. Ace of Wands. The opportunity for a new beginning. Okay, so you're just showing me, this is why I'm conflicted. Because it's almost like you have the opportunity to move in the direction of a passionate new beginning. Lovers, lovers. The passion is shared. We have Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, and 6 of Pentacles. And now we have the Lovers again, which means it's mutual. And you're just feeling internal conflict about this. That's beautiful energy, though. Let me see the Knight of Cups. Let me see the Knight of Cups. It's almost like, you know, we can often manifest something and then reject it when it happens. And it's like, oh, why are you feeling so conflicted? Oh, I don't, you know, and we make up every excuse in the book on why we're feeling conflicted about it. But I would encourage us to ask, do we feel that we're worth that manifestation? Deep down inside, do you feel you are worth the things that you desire in this life, in this soul journey? Because if you do, when they come in, you won't reject them. Show me the Knight of Cups. Show me the Knight of Cups. One more Knight of Cups for collective. Knight of Cups for collective. Two of Cups. What the hell? 4 of Cups. King of Wands. It's almost like you're showing me disappointment in emotional vulnerability and mutual emotions, equally felt, equally shared, equally experienced. Two of Cups in connections, right? There's been dissatisfaction in that. However, King of Wands is here, and the Knight of Cups. That is, it's a commitment to emotional vulnerability. It's the King of Wands doesn't mess around. The King of Wands takes action. They know what they want. They take action. And in this case, the King of Wands is taking action towards, like, I want to deliver my heart. I want to be emotionally vulnerable. But it's like those wounds from the past, I feel like, is where the internal conflict is coming from. But spirits, remember, said, let go. Let go. Go into that main space. Deal with it. Heal with it. Heal with it. Heal it. You have to process it. Show me the Six of Pentacles. Show me the Six of Pentacles for collective. Six of Pentacles for collective. Six of Pentacles for collective. One more. Six of Pentacles for collective. Three of Swords. Three of Pentacles. The Emperor. This is interesting. So remember over here, we had the Six of Pentacles and it was attached to that internal conflict. Here we have the Six of Pentacles again. And the Emperor, who I'm assuming is you, is somebody that has authority. They step into their power. They are empowered. And it's like you're showing me I can cooperate and collaborate at a Three of Pentacles level. But to have it, like, to pull things together, right? Six of Pentacles, to have reciprocity, to have mutual give and take, has been very difficult for you. Three of Swords, and it's created pain in your heart, right? Connections have pained you, possibly because they weren't equal, they weren't reciprocal. I totally apologize. My dog just farted. Prince. But I think what you're showing me here is like those things that are individuals that I, want to connect with, harmonize with, collaborate, cooperate. It's almost like you can claim the cooperation, but when it comes to reciprocity, there's pain, and it creates pain in your heart. So maybe you're a giver, and it's been very difficult for you to receive. That could potentially be. Or you could be showing me that there's a connection here that you want to bring together, but there's been pain in that particular connection. Yeah, that could very well be as well. So take it as it resonates for you. Queen of Pentacles. Show me Queen of Pentacles. Show me Queen of Pentacles for collective. Can I see Queen of Pentacles for collective? Queen of Pentacles for collective. Queen of Pentacles for collective. One more. Queen of Pentacles for collective. Two of Wands. Nine of Swords. A lot of anxiety and overthinking a decision. Remember I said that Judgment energy right in the charms, right off the bat. And then we had that Awaken card, number 1, right? Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, they know how to nurture themselves. They know how to nurture the world that they would like for themselves, right? It's a very nurturing energy. It's also very stable and it's empowered, right? Two of Wands, Nine of Swords. There is so much anxiety, stress, and worry about making a decision. One that's correct for you. One that represents what you want your world to be. There's so much overthinking, stress, anxiety, and worry. Possibly sleepless nights about this decision, and Spirit saying there's an awakening coming, or you need to awaken. There's the awakening. It's almost like, you know, like this Truth card. We see the same sword on the Ace of Swords, right? And that Ace of Swords, that sword, it cuts through. It cuts through the anxiety of our mind. It cuts through the overthinking. It cuts through illusions. It cuts through delusions. It brings everything down, similar to the Tower, right? It's a hard truth. But the thing that I like about the Ace of Swords is it's you arriving to that truth. The Tower can be divine intervention, where, you know, a surprising event takes place and everything kind of crumbles. Anything that was not based in a solid foundation, where the foundation was faulty, will crumble, right? And then what remains is truth. The Ace of Swords is more of an internal, it's a hard-earned truth. And we earn that truth by digging into that moon, taking a look at the things that we haven't wanted to take a look at, processing our wounds, processing our memories, right? Processing our past experiences and arriving at hard truths. Sometimes they're painful because it forces us to look at ourselves, right? But this awakening is coming. Okay. Whew. I'm so hot in your energy. This is deep. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. But let me tell you something. This kind of connection here, lovers, this is the kind of connection where this person also understands that, right? Because they're also wanting to grow into the best version of themselves, the highest version of themselves. And that's where, if two people choose the lover's connection, then yes, they will understand that. They will understand the work that it takes to arrive at those hard truths, and how awakenings change everything. you become a different version of yourself. Your world looks different. Your connections look different. The way that you navigate your work life looks different because you're no longer operating in inner childhood woundings and past experiences. Yeah, okay. Knight of Pentacles. So this is the blueprint. This is kind of the plan. Show me Knight of Pentacles. So really here, I just feel like you're showing me your mental process, and that awakening is coming in. You may be going through it right now. You may be going through it right now. Show me the Knight of Pentacles. Show me the Knight of Pentacles. Let's do two more Knight of Pentacles. One more Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Strength. Eight of Cups. I feel like here you're showing me it will take your strength to not emotionally detach. And in this deck specifically, I always see it as somebody heading towards the moon, which we've been talking about. So that makes a lot of sense. It will take your strength to head into this moon space, into the unknown, into those deep waters within the self, to really take a look at what's underneath that moon, what has been repressed, what has not been dealt with, right? It will take your strength to do that. And Page of Pentacles, you're willing to invest in that, to do in that deep dive, which I think is awesome. And possibly the awakening is that, you know what, there's some things within me that I need to heal, right? It also can be, it will take your strength to go into the unknown and to invest. In the smallest of ways, Page of Pentacles, it's being open to exploring. And I'm assuming it would be this lover's connection. Can I push this a bit further? So I see it both ways. Take it as it resonates for you. Can I see this a bit further? Page of Pentacles, Strength, Eight of Cups. Page of Pentacles, Strength, Eight of Cups. One more. Page of Pentacles, Strength, Eight of Cups for collective. King of Swords. Yeah, there's the decision and conviction. Ten of Wands. It's really hard to make the decision. Nine of Cups. But you do feel like it's your wish fulfillment. You feel like it would make you happy, which I love, because over here you show me Four of Cups. A lot of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. Here you're saying, making this decision to invest, even though it's difficult for me, I know or believe that is my wish fulfillment. Nine of Cups. It will make me happy. It's aligned with what I desire for myself. And I know that because I know how I love myself, right? I know my self-worth. I know my value. I know what I'm worthy of. So there's a lot going on in that awakening space for you. I love that for you. Excellent. Aww. And then Ten of Cups. There's emotional fulfillment. like emotional fulfillment in the greater context of your life. This is like the happy family card. It's ultimate happiness. I love that for you. All right, let's get, so it looks like a great outcome, but the journey is definitely not easy. It never is, right? Let me get some hope and encouragement for you. And then we will get final advice and spirit message or angel number for you. Hope and encouragement for collective. Hope and encouragement for collective. One more. Hope and encouragement for collective. Hope and encouragement for collective. Hope and encouragement for collective. Serenity. Through love, release, and inner work, I know peace. Oh, I love that. And that's the thing too with the Lovers Connection. It's very healing, right? Through love, release, and I think self-love as well, and inner work, I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. Love this. And then belief at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Have that belief. Truly believe, right? I asked you that question. Do you actually believe that you're worthy of your own manifestation? Right? Okay, let me get final advice for you. Final advice for collective. Gosh, I really need to get a new new prescription for context. Choice. Yeah, there's a choice. There's a choice here. Oh, it's your choice to soar. It's your choice to soar. It's your choice to go into that the lushness, right? Ripples. Ripples. And I feel like once you make the choice, you're going to see it. Like I said, it changes everything. You'll see differences in your connections. You'll see differences in your home. You'll see differences in your family. It's like ripples that just expand and expand and expand, which is awesome. All right. Let's do one more, Spirit. And then chaos. Yeah, it may feel chaotic right now. Awakening is. It is. But don't let that discourage you. Step into your power. Keep going, right? Okay. And then let me get final spirit message or angel number for collective spirit. Spirit message or angel number for collective. All right. We have 1313. Oh, and then remember there was 2121 earlier, so you might want to look that one up. 1313, clarity. As the storm passes, the clarity is felt faster than lightning as seen against a dark sky. The divine is reminding you that clarity is readily available. All you have to do is ask. You have weathered the storm and now the sky is clearing. Affirmation. Loving energy surrounds me and I trust that the clarity I feel is the answer that I need. I love that for you. That's that awakening energy. And then you need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live your best life. You are not in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your past, not other people. I love that remembrance. Yeah. Wow. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. I hope that this helped you, collective. Um, Gosh, sending so much love and peace and just warmth and a big hug to you. All right. Take care.